Oh, why hello there. Before I start this video, I'd like to just issue a formal apology to the 10 people who watch my videos on a regular basis. I could sit here and say that my 4-month-long absence has not gone unnoticed, but that would be a lie. You see, in these 4 months, I have fallen into such a tragic pit of despair and hopelessness, of which the only way that I was able to cope was to create an alternate reality all around me. And, you are now a part of it. So welcome, and congratulations. As you can see, today is 1942. Not quite sure what tomorrow will bring yet, but I will say that fashion-wise, I got every decade covered, at least all the black and white ones. It's once everything goes back to color that I haven't quite figured out yet. The 80s are cool, 90s, but the 70s? I'm at a loss. If only there was somebody here that could help me.
Help me, please, I can't breathe.
There he is.
That was most unpleasant.
So, my tiny husband, the 70s. What do you think I should wear?
What about any of the other 3,149 articles of clothing currently residing in your closet?
That is an idea.
That is what the youth call a hot mess. Yas, queen.
I don't know. I'm not feeling any of these.
Or you could simply craft it yourself.
So my goal is to recreate this outfit that Wanda wears in the episode simulating a 1970s sitcom. Here we can see that it's an empire-waisted outer striped layer and what seems to be a separate red slip underneath that's a little more visible in certain shots. As Marvel usually does, the fabric was custom made for the show, so there was zero chance that any variation of striped empire waist dress would bring me to an exact match. After hours and hours of searching different keywords, I finally stumbled upon this dress on Poshmark. It's a wrap dress, so it would need some heavy modification, but I honestly just couldn't beat how similar the colors were, and the price was just right. While I was on there, I went ahead and got these boots that looked very similar to the ones that she wears in the episode. Hers are leather, but I figured the suede gave off a very 70s vibe. For the inner red slip, I found this dress completely by chance at a thrift store run by this awesome guy named Ricky, who seemed genuinely confused as to why a short, 100-pound girl was buying a triple extra large dress. I don't have any footage of this encounter, but here's a general idea of how it all went down. Is this for someone else? No, I make costumes. Oh, I didn't have the heart to tell him I was going to destroy the dress to make another dress. Anyway, shout out to Ricky. The final step was to buy the red bias and velvet trims, and it was time to get started. Her dress has these fabulous long bell sleeves, and while the sleeves on my dress are slightly shorter, I took off the existing cuffs and hemmed them so that I too could have fabulous bell sleeves. I then went on to working a little bit of my magic to separate the skirt from the bodice. To get that high empire waist, I took and marked out the shape I needed to cut just underneath my bust line, plus a seam allowance. My idea was to make the dress clasp in the front with a hook and eye, since inserting a zipper in the back would prove to be a little difficult. I then went on to attach the bias trim to the front of the bodice. And now it was time to reattach the skirt. Since this began as a wrap dress, it had a little extra fabric than I needed after cutting down the bodice, so I made a few extra gathers in the back in order for it to fit perfectly. Once that was done, I attached the same bias trim to the waistline. Now at this point, I was getting quite tired, so I worked some more of my magic to attach the velvet trim to the bodice. I'm just kidding, I hand stitched it on. Then I attached the hook and eye closure to the front of the dress. Moving on to ripping apart the red dress to make the inner slip, I cut out some basic skirt pieces from the fabric, leaving the hem bottom exactly the way it is, and sewed them all together. My original idea was to make this into a legit slip with straps and a v-neck, so here I'm attempting to mark out the v-neck shape, but in all honesty I completely messed this up and I cut way too much. Luckily I had some leftover fabric, and here's how it ended up looking. The top piece folds over to adjust to whichever length I want, so I can use it for multiple projects or as an everyday dress. Wait, hold on. This is the reveal? This was the best I could come up with? I think we can do better than this. All right, go.
Sometimes the best plans are the stupidest plans.
Oh shoot. Oh, look at that.
God, it's like snotting.